Guys, what? Porsha is like, uh. You better not try it, baby. You better not try it. Okay. Best not to try it. So let's get into the tea that's going on. I saw this on Radar Online. I saw this on the Neighborhood Talk. Listen, y'all, if you are in love with reality TV or you just like my content, go ahead and click that like button down below. It helps the engagement, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it. Porsha Williams asked the judge to enforce the prenup between her and Simon Guobadia. Reportedly wants each party to keep their assets to themselves. Things that make you go, So, well, let's get into it and then we'll talk. All right. So, the caption reads, y'all, Porsha wants to keep all her money to herself, okay? Porsha has asked this judge providing over the divorce from Simon to enforce their prenuptial agreement and allow each other to keep their money. Now, in the court documents, Porsha says her and Simon signed their prenup a few days before their first wedding in November of 2022. The agreement sets forth each party's separate property interests and marital property interests. The petition said the wife requests that the prenuptial agreement be enforced by this court and be made a part of this court's final judgment and decree of divorce. Porsha's lawyer added, wife is hopeful that the parties will reach an agreement settling all issues pending between them. However, if such an agreement cannot be reached, wife reserves the right to amend this complaint accordingly. Porsha is also asking Simon to pay her legal fees. You know what? Go on, girl. Get all the money if you want. I mean, get every last little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? She's like, I'm not paying for this. You paying for it. You embarrassing me out here in these streets. You are going to pay for it for me. But that's not all, y'all. Radar Online has also just reported that Porsha puts ex-Simon Guobadia on notice. Don't destroy, conceal, or alter financial records during the divorce, or else. Ooh, I'm like, or else what? What you gonna do? What you gonna do, baby? What you gonna do? This is getting crazy. So the article reads, and I'll put it down in the description down below so you guys can read it for yourselves. Porsha has a stern warning for her estranged husband, cautioning him from destroying, concealing, or altering any documents or evidence related to their financial records during their divorce, or else. Okay. I'm still trying to figure out where the or else is. She made it clear she doesn't want her estranged husband to alter their financials or sell off any property during the divorce battle. Quote, the document, this is what the documents read. After a petition for divorce has been filed, no transfer of property by either party except a bona fide transfer and payment of pre-existing debts shall pass title so as to avoid the vesting thereof, according to the final verdict of the jury in this case. Pending the final determination by the court of the right of either party to alimony, neither party shall make any substantial change in the assets of the parties, estate, except in the course of ordinary business affairs and except for bona fide transfers for value. Now, apparently, they are saying she didn't hold back on her demands. She warned her ex not to destroy, conceal, or alter any video, audio, paper, or electronic files or other data in connection with this pending litigation, including, but not limited to, any of the following items that are either presently in your possession or control, or which may come into your possession while this case is ongoing. Any financial records or statements, all income records, all tax records, all expense records, all recordings or evidence reflecting relevant conduct by either party, any item that supports any defense raised by you to this complaint, and or any item which supports any claim made by you in any counterclaim or pleading filed in this matter. You are further notified that a failure to comply with this notice may result in sanctions for any destruction or failures to preserve any such evidence, including without limitation adverse inferences against you at trial, as well as an award of expenses and attorney fees necessitate by such conduct. So they are saying that she appears to want to wrap up this divorce quickly, noting that they do not share any minor children, so custody and child support won't be an issue. Of course, Porsha got the one daughter that she shares with Dennis. And the divorce documents also reveal that Porsha and Simon signed their prenup on November 17, 2022, before saying "I do" 8 days later on November 25th, 2022. She wants it enforced, as we talked about earlier, while citing that the marriage is irretrievably broken with no prospects for reconciliation. Now, this is huge. This is a big part of the story. Irretrievably broken with no prospects for reconciliation. That means, okay, that means that ain't no chance of them getting back together. Now, there had been talk of this being about the assets, right? Especially with all that he got going on right now. But based on what we're seeing here, I mean, I heard people saying this was for story. I've heard all types of shenanigans. I wonder if this marriage did her more favors than it did. I mean, obviously it did. It probably got her a bigger paycheck to come back to Bravo. It got her an overall deal with NBC Universal. It definitely got her a lot. She traveled around the world, I'm sure, on someone else's dime for like the past 3 years or so, right? So I mean, I don't know. Y'all let me know in the chat what y'all thinking about this whole situation. The more we dive deeper into this, the more I'm interested in knowing what the story is. And I would assume that that story will be going to Bravo first if we really get into the down and dirty tea of it all, right? They go on to state at Radar Online that, well, they state that they told the people first about Simon's company being sued for $800K over an alleged unpaid bill for private jet trips just weeks before the divorce. I saw it first on the Neighborhood Talk, and they actually had a video from Tisa Tells that detailed this entire situation. So if you want to do a deep dive, definitely go and visit the beautiful, gorgeous Tisa Tells, and you can get extra tea on Simon. Okay. We got to change the page real quick. Shout out to all the sources. We got to change the page real quick because we got to talk about the good old Married to Medicine. Okay. Just a couple of updates for you guys. To be honest with you, I started watching Carlos King and Dr. Heavenly live last night, but then I got caught up because it was also my dinner time. I had just finished my video, and it was just a lot going on. So we'll try to recap that for tomorrow. But in the meantime, we did get a couple of questions answered, and I want to take you guys over to the Bravo Shade Room so that we can get down to the bottom of who paid for the Napa trip. All right, so in this text battle betwixt Toya and Dr. Heavenly, a lot of things come to light about this finale Med Gala kerfuffle, right? Dr. Heavenly says Toya didn't pay for the wine. It was sponsored. We didn't need wine. Phaedra had that covered. Don't take the mic if you didn't give to a great cause. Hashtag maternal mortality, hashtag mental illness, hashtag married to med, hashtag team daddy. I'm unclear about the taking the mic part because maybe that was something that was not shown, or maybe I blinked and I missed it. But I actually watched this episode twice, so I'm shocked that I missed it. Anyway, Toya says, Dr. Heavenly, let me break this down again. I used the wine allocated to me for personal expenses to upgrade a party that wasn't even mine. This means that the funds used for the wine came from my own designated budget. So for me, though, when I think about that, just because, having had, several of my own businesses, because you are giving the wine away, and if you're basically paying for it out of your own expenses, would that not also classify as a write-off for you later on? Like, so I mean, technically, there's a write-off either way, right? If you're sponsoring an event and you're donating $1,000, that's probably still going to be a write-off that you could have taken for your business. So you didn't have to pay for that. Your business could have paid for it. That's what I don't really understand about this situation and why the complaint. Because I know if my business is paying for it and I'm getting visibility on the step and repeat and all of those types of things, me donating the wine and the $1,000 seems to me like a great. I mean, listen, we don't do the things for the tax write-offs, but the benefit is that it would seem like it's a tax write-off, right? And I'm not a tax professional, I'm not a tax expert, so I'm not really giving no advice here. I'm simply just asking the questions based on my own knowledge of how business can work, and I feel like it's a valid question. All right, so let's proceed. Yes, indeed. Dr. Heavenly says, Toya, the party was held by the ladies of Married to Medicine. Phaedra had sponsors for champagne and wine. My problem was when Eugene took the mic. That's the part that I feel like we didn't see. Did we see that? I don't think we saw it. Is that on the uncensored version on the Peacocks? Because I don't know. Anyway, she says, but I digress. P.S. Production paid for the trip to Napa, and you got the wine for free. Stop the lies. We supported you. It was just $1,000. Jeez. Just tacky. Be a team player. So that answers my question about production paying for the trip to Napa. I thought that they did. But I did not want to be all the way in the wrong because I'd have heard that there are times when the wives themselves will contribute something to the trip to make it extra fabulous. And I was not sure if that was something that Toya had done. But now thinking about it, when she says, I took y'all to Napa, girl, no, you didn't. So, Dr. Heavenly says, girl, let it go. You were wrong. Good night. Dr. Heavenly then says, well, somebody responded to Heavenly and said, Heavenly, that's what's tacky is you discussing it at the event with everybody. Dr. Heavenly says, nah, I think it was tacky to try to promote your wine when everyone else paid. But thanks for watching 10 years. Whew. So somebody else says, now, Dr. Heavenly, why you do that? Why you call Toya out like that? And then Dr. Heavenly said, because why they take the mic to promote her wine? It was donated. She didn't pay. That was so tacky. Again, did we not see that? Toya then claps back and says, these ladies had an open bar with the line out the door. I brought a sommelier to distribute my wine collection that I paid for. Hashtag Toya's wine collection. Dr. Heavenly says, Phaedra has 6 different vendors with both. Let's call a spade, but thanks for watching. Whoo, baby. It probably would have been better to just go on ahead and cash out them that good old $1,000. Well, maybe not cash out because, but just donate your money however you choose. You know what I'm saying? Let me know your thoughts on this situation. I mean, who's in the wrong here, Toya or Dr. Heavenly? We, of course, will come back should there be any more news that pops off. Likely not today, but likely tomorrow. So with that being said, I will catch you in the next video.